Welcome to our next stop, Boston. One of the most historic cities in the United States. We're taking a tour across Canada, Mexico, and the United States, visiting each of the 16 host cities that will welcome the FIFA World Cup 26, as we go in search of the soccer soul of every one of them, taking in the people, places, culture, and vibes. This is Stories from the Cities. This is Boston, a city with a legacy rooted in revolution, innovation, and excellence. Its historic streets and modern skyline live side by side, creating a city that blends culture and education and opens its doors to bold ideas. From Fenway to the Garden, Boston has a storied sporting culture. Loyalty runs deep, and winning is all part of the story. In 2026, Boston will once again take its place on the global stage as a FIFA World Cup 26 host city. It's an illustrious moment for a city built on passion and pride. Welcome to Boston. There is no one more qualified to give us a soccer tour of the great city of Boston than Charlie Davies. Charlie, what is your story in this city?
Well, I was a former professional footballer. I played for the New England Revolution, the U.S. men's national team, an Olympian. This is a city that gave me so much. And so whenever there's an opportunity to represent the city, my hand's always the first one to be held up.
Well, I'm so excited to be in your city, and I want to learn about this great city. What should I know about it?
Well, there is no America without Boston. We're coming up on the 250th year of the American Revolution, so think about that. But Boston is full of innovation, education. On top of that, it's a sports city. But this city's been through some tough times, and it always comes out better.
When you talk about Boston kind of reinventing itself through those hard times, I feel like that kind of shapes your story as well.
Yeah, I think you could say that. There's a lot of similarities with the DNA of Boston and the DNA of myself. It was 1994, the World Cup. My father took me to Foxborough. In South Korea and Bolivia, we're playing a group stage match here. I'll never forget, I just saw a wave of people. You get to be a part of it as a child and to hear the crowd and be so vibrant and alive. It was 0-0, but I was hooked. I was addicted. I knew that this is what I want to do. I want to be one of those guys in the field. I went on to become a professional soccer player. I was also very fortunate to represent the U.S. men's national team and compete in some of the biggest tournaments that world football has to offer. It doesn't get better than that. We had just qualified for the World Cup. It's the moment you always dream of, to actually touch and reach the World Cup. A few days later, I was involved in a serious car accident. I woke up in the Washington Hospital Center. They didn't believe I'd be able to play soccer again. I had a broken femur, so my right leg was completely shattered. I had fractured ribs, ruptured bladder, a dislocated and fractured left elbow, and then countless facial fractures and a brain bleed. The brain bleed is one of those injuries, I think I still at times deal with that because you get a foggy mind sometimes, or you're looking for a word that you can't necessarily find. I firmly believe that I would get back on the pitch as the same Charlie Davies to be a part of the 2010 World Cup team. I had a lot of responsibility at a young age. I can remember second grade. My mother had her first mental breakdown. And so that coupled with my father having a drug addiction, I had to be a leader in my household at a very young age. Through each stage of trauma, it strengthens you. I made a promise to myself that I would not sulk. I'll never forget in May where Bob Bradley called me and said, "Charlie, we can't unfortunately take you to this World Cup camp. You're not ready." All along, you have the dream that you can still get there. I'm pushing. And then finally the moment hits you. You're not going. But after you escape death in that way, I realized, man, I'm so fortunate to be alive. I'm so grateful to be alive. I'm gonna make the most of life. It took me a year and a half to get back on the field, but it wasn't until I came back here to the New England Revolution home, Boston, where I felt the love and support from, my family, my friends, kids I grew up with. This place is central. It's at the core, the birthplace of all my dreams. I've watched my first ever professional soccer game here. I played for the U.S. men's national team here. This stadium's always been there, and it's always been a part of my life. When I was playing here, I went through arguably the toughest time of my life. Twin boys born at 26 weeks, so 3 months premature. At the same time, getting injured and being diagnosed with cancer. That's all happening, right? It's a whirlwind. My life's flipped upside down. I've realized that life is full of surprises and coincidences, and I have the pleasure and the honor of being the lead broadcast analyst for the New England Revolution. For anyone who has the opportunity or the chance to come to a World Cup game here in Boston, it'll stick with you for the rest of your life. Getting the chance to share that with your family is something that you always hope for as a parent, to have those special moments.
What do you guys think?
And maybe there'll be another little Charlie Davies out there who will end up, chasing that dream.
Of course. Good, how are you?
Yeah, full circle is definitely the best way to sum that up.
What's up, guys?
Boston is always going to be considered a tough, resilient city that doesn't rely on anyone else. For me, there's no better city in the world.
Charlie, we're here at Fenway Park, one of the most iconic sporting venues in the entire world. And when I think of Boston, I think of sports.
So don't I. This is a sports-heavy city. You have the Boston Red Sox, the Bruins, the Celtics, the Patriots, the New England Revolution, the Boston Legacy coming, and I think we're in the proper spot.
Well, you name all of those teams there. What is soccer's place in this city?
I think it's always been in the fabric of the city. 1968, think Pele played here at Fenway Park with Santos. That's 2 years before he won the World Cup with Brazil in this 1970 Mexican World Cup. And so when you think about that, the thirst has always been there for the game. I am so honored to be a part of that fabric, just because I've watched the game from the ground zero, and seeing where it is today, it's just an incredible sight.
So I'm Joe Mazzulla, fortunate enough to be the head coach of the Boston Celtics. In my opinion, one of the best sports cities in the country and in the world. Growing up playing soccer, playing basketball, playing different sports, but taking on the identity of the sports teams that we've had. Being surrounded by a city, a tradition of winning, but also a city and a tradition of competing and having a certain mentality. Soccer is a passion of mine. I grew up playing as a kid, and I was just as passionate about soccer as I was basketball. The way you kind of see the game, they're both similar. Obviously, there's different tactics to both sides, but there's some similarities there. When I was a head coach in Division II, I think obviously the Barcelona Way was a great book. book and you take a look at what Pep was able to do, and he is the best that there is. Very grateful for his wisdom, his mentorship, but now our friendship.
What's up? He's not a soccer fan. You don't have a soccer team, right?
Soccer team?
Yeah.
PSG.
That's a smart answer. That's a smart answer.
PSG.
I like finding themes between both of the sports on how you can kind of correlate. And this is what works here, this is how we can make it work here, and looking at the games from the same perspective. Biggest theme that's going on now is the high press rate, is how quickly you can press to force them into a different shape. Doing your work early and what you do without the ball is more important, and then once you get the ball, the work is essentially half done. One of Pep's old philosophy was like win the ball back in the first 3 seconds. Second piece is studying the transitions, right? Have an understanding of the transition from offense to defense, defense to offense, how both of them are connected. A basketball perspective is, can you manipulate the spacing and manipulate the matchup to, in the same sense, of force a 2-on-1 to create a read to where you're either attacking, you're dribbling, or you're shooting. A huge thing is the sacrificial run in soccer. Is like you make the overlap run to create space, but a lot of times you're not the one that gets it. You're creating another 2-on-1 or a window somewhere else, and that run doesn't get talked about. I think it's the same thing in basketball. Correlation between, the gaps with which you create the 2-on-1s, the relationship between players, but also the relationship between the ball and the timing of passes to create runs to get what you want. That's the space where both sports are very similar. It's all about the 2-on-1. The World Cup, as big as it gets, so is the passion for what Boston has, and so seeing those two kind of connect throughout the tournament is going to be fun to watch. And it goes beyond the sport of soccer. It goes beyond the sport itself. I think it goes into the passion of the people. It's an amazing energy. It's very diverse. So many different nationalities and types of people. But there's a clear kind of connected about what's most important, and it's great to be a part of that.
Do you think the city is ready for the World Cup?
Is the World Cup ready for the city of Boston? That's what they would ask.
Charlie, we're here at Nickerson Field. Why did you bring us here?
In 1975, we had Pele playing here with the New York Cosmos versus Eusebio for the Boston Minutemen. Talk about titans of our sport. What a moment it is in the history of the sport here in Boston.
Well, we're here at Boston University, but Boston itself is known for its academic pedigree. Why is that? What else is here?
Well, think about all the colleges here. You have Harvard and MIT right across the river, right? Think about all the prime ministers and presidents that have come out of those two schools. Boston College, where I went, my alma mater, there are just so many colleges in a tiny amount of space, and I think that just provides a new energy for this city.
Well, there's so many different opportunities because you mentioned the Harvards and the MITs, the presidents. There's also actors, musicians, athletes like yourself that come out of these opportunities.
Well, we have incredible role models to follow after. I mean, when Martin Luther King has come through these halls at BU, but you have so many different avenues to have success in life, these incredible experiences, and they're all kind of root from University in Boston.
I don't think I could imagine any other place better than Harvard. Finding yourself making new identities or creating one identity that's built upon both soccer and academics.
This is a great place to try to achieve academically, and I think what's so fun for our kids as student athletes here is this is a place you can grow in every aspect of your life.
Growing up, I was very fond of academics. Like, I always did well in school, and I think I knew, like, coming into college, the Ivy League is where I wanted to go to kind of get to explore the best of both worlds. My name is Vanessa Frelli. I'm a senior on the Harvard women's soccer team here. I'm a midfielder and I study neuroscience at the college.
My name is Ólöf Sigríður Kristjánsdóttir, and I'm from Iceland. I am on the Harvard women's soccer team and I am studying psychology.
As soon as I stepped on campus, I just knew this is like where I wanted to spend the next 4 years of my life.
We have Olympians who are here, right? We've got professional athletes coming out of here. People come out of this place like empowered and with the confidence to try and push the envelope to do great things.
Being here now, like the ability to work alongside some of the most prestigious professors and just students in the world, alongside some of the best athletes in the world, is just something I could never ask for a better balance of.
Hey, how we doing? And you guys just grab one of these as you walk in. Hey, what's up, what's up? A lot of you know us, but for first years and others who don't, we make up the Crimson Mind and Body team.
I never, coming into college, ever would have thought like I'd be doing a thesis and really wanting to explore this side of academia.
It's like creating a mental blueprint, basically, for executing what you want to do. When you see that done well in your mind, it grooves that neural pattern better, especially when your physical reps are kind of...
Coming here has really opened my eyes to academia and how interesting and mind-blowing it can be.
Over the years, it's really like sat with me, like, wow, like I am really playing for Harvard.
When I step on the pitch in a Harvard jersey, I not only am proud of myself, but I'm also proud of the girls on the team.
Harvard definitely has forced me to kind of more holistically look at who I am. I do want to play professional soccer 100%, but looking beyond that, I do think I want to return to academia at some point.
Harvard has shaped me as a person, probably more than a player, and I'm so grateful to get that opportunity. With the World Cup, everyone's more focused on soccer than ever before, especially women's soccer as well. I think it would be a perfect addition to what Boston has to offer in terms of sports.
I feel like with the growth that Boston has had in recent years, it's starting to set them up for the culture around the World Cup. I'm so excited to see like the groups of people that it brings into the city and kind of how it changes the culture around soccer for the better in the future years afterwards as well.
Yardfail on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yardfail! Woo! Yeah!
Charlie, historically, Boston is known for their Irish and Italian communities.
It's true, because back in the day, we're talking about the potato famine in Ireland. There was a whole horde of Irish people that came to Boston. And then I think around the 1920s, an Italian influx of immigrants came, but it's so much more than that. Over 100 languages are spoken in and around Boston today, which makes it that much more of an amazing place.
That diversity makes the city feel vibrant and alive.
It is. You walk the streets, it feels international. For me, it's just such a culturally diverse city that is so inviting of everyone else because that's where the city has grown to.
And how does all of this kind of play into the soccer scene of the city itself?
Well, among those communities and among the diversity is the Brazilian communities. So they play a massive role in youth soccer and soccer in general. And it just adds this passion factor. In the end, there's more samba involved in the game. So who doesn't love more samba? All in all, more Brazilians in the community means more quality soccer, as they are the best World Cup nation in world football.
Muito bem, estamos aqui na nossa Rádio USA, a Rádio dos Brasileiros da América. Hoje, num bate-papo especial, nós vamos conversar com Cristiano, brasileiro por essência, que cresceu na comunidade de Somerville e hoje se destaca jogando futebol, soccer pelo New England Revolution.
Sim, é mesmo. É incrível jogando para um time que eu cresci vendo jogar e agora, graças a Deus, eu tô jogando. My name is Cristiano Oliveira. I play soccer. I play for the New England Revolution.
This is my ball, my first pro goal. It says, "All glory to God, first professional goal versus Columbus Crew, April 23rd, 2025.
This is a little banner I got from national team. It's an honor to play for the U.S. Youth National Team. Who knows, one day I can contribute to the men's. Well, both my parents are Brazilian. I think it's special to be both Brazilian and American.
Agora, quando você entrou em campo por uma competição tradicional, que é a US Open Cup, acho que deve ter sido uma sensação incrível, não é?
Eu sou muito grato ao pessoal do Revolution, porque para eles ter confiança, tipo, um menino, 17 anos, num torneio grande é... This is the street that I take to go to the field. I think I'm gonna walk this maybe like over 1,000 times. Here in Somerville, we have a lot of like Hispanic kids, Brazilian kids, all united together through soccer.
E onde é que você começou a jogar bola aqui em Somerville?
I go to that field and there's no pressure. It's just me. It's me as a kid. I grew up training there my whole life. We would come here 3 times a day and just train. This is like my second home. Now I'm 17, breaking into the first team. Yeah, just crazy.
Cristiano, você nasceu aqui nos Estados Unidos.
Sim.
Mas de uma família genuinamente brasileira.
My parents is someone that inspired me a lot, seeing how much they work. That just keeps me motivated, knowing that I'm doing it for me, but also for them. My dad is the one who kept telling me, you can do it, believe in yourself, and he didn't let me quit. Eu comecei jogando em futsal e eu acho que isso me ajudou muito no meu controle, na minha velocidade. People tell me that I'm a role model. It's amazing that I can be a role model, and I think it's a privilege, and it comes with great responsibility, but I hope to continue doing that and continue inspiring the next generation behind me. I still try and apply that Brazilian style of throwing a step over, throwing a nutmeg. It's what makes me different. We have such a big talent pool in the U.S. from Mexicans, Hispanics, Asians. I would say that's what makes the U.S. special. Who knows, one day I can contribute to the U.S. national team being a Brazilian. I would say to little kids is like, you need to keep working, you need to keep pushing. Because with one opportunity, you can change your life.
Cristiano, obrigado. Sucesso para você nessa trajetória de Somerville para o mundo.
Obrigado.
This place is truly a city at the heart of American history. And come 2026, it's set to write a new chapter when the World Cup comes to town. That's it for stories from the cities here in Boston. We'll be in another one of the 16 host cities of the FIFA World Cup 26 soon. Stay with us for the rest of the journey.